Hello, it's Monday, June 30th, and I'm going to help you set up the Thinkorswim simulated trading, okay? Your screen will likely look different when you first open it up. So what I'm going to have you do is up here, where the tabs are, I want you to go to Trade. Trade is where you're going to use the most. And then you're going to move over, and if it isn't already clicked on, I want you to click on Active Trader. So again, we're in the Trade tab and Active Trader. Then the first thing I'll do is go to the right, and over here you want 2 squares. So 2 squares. And then you're going to come back to the left side, and this dark area, this is where you'll put the ticker, the stock that you're trading. So I'll show you. Like this is SPY, okay? So I'm going to move it back to QQQ. Enter. And now this is the chart for QQQ. And then what you're going to do, the next thing, is follow me over to the tabs that are running down the side. For that, you might have a whole bunch of tabs that are highlighted. Okay, the only tabs that you need is the second one down, TS, that's time and sells, and then the 5th one down, which is chart. Everything else can be unclicked. So then this is the chart, this is your time and sells. On the chart, we can go to the time frame that I like to trade, which is the 1 minute. So if you come over here, you'll see this a number here. And you've got 1 minute, which is 1 day and 1 minute. Then you have 5 day, 5 minute. That means each candle on this chart represents 1 minute, or 5 minutes, or 15 minutes, or 30, or an hour, and so forth. We're going to do the 1 day, 1 minute, okay? And then to get the candlesticks so they're red and green, you can go to this gearbox. And on the top, you can move over to appearance. And then you can click to fill in the border up and the border down, and the fill up and fill down. And then on the bottom section, this is for the volume candles. They might be blue on your chart. You can click this button here. It says volume bars, color as symbol ticks, so that they will also represent if it was a buy or sell. And then you can hit apply and OK. So now this is set over. You can move the chart over to where you need it. The time and sells tape, you don't need much room. Now right now, if I go up to where time and sells tape, show all sizes. So right here, it's showing all the orders that are coming through as like minute by minute. So we can filter these. We filter them by clicking on the size button, go down to custom size filter, and then you can put it in, say, let's say 100,000 shares. And now it will only pop up when there is a share size of 100,000 or more. Okay, this section is done. Now we're going to go, and one more thing, check next to this QQQ, this little chain link here. It should be on unlink. Now let's go to the right side. On the right side, this you will never type in, but you will have over here another chain link. This I want you to link this one. So you can click on it and you can go down. I like the color blue, so I link mine to blue. The next thing you'll do on this is we need to set up the buying. This is your order where you'll buy and sell your contracts. So you go over here. Well, on the tabs on the side, if you don't have just this, all you need on this tab is the AT tab. It's Active Trader. So you don't need charts over here. You don't need time and sells because you've already got it in your first box. So on this box is just going to be the Active Trader. Everything else is deselected. Once you have just the Active Trader here on the top right side, you're going to go to the gearbox, the configure buttons, and what you want, you have available items in current set. What you want to appear on your current set, on your first line. Yours probably says buy market. You want to add buy ask. To add, all you're going to do is go over here and find it. It's alphabetized. Buy ask. You highlight it, just click on it, and then you hit add item, and it will move it over to the bottom of the current set. So then you're going to highlight what you want to move, and you'll just hit the move up or move down button to move it up so that you have buy ask at the top. Then go through, find, sell, bid, highlight it, add the item, it'll move it over here, highlight it, and click the move up button to get it near the top. So when you're done with this, you will have buy ask, buy sell, buy market, sell market. You'll have some other ones. You might have reverse. So let me put reverse on here. So if you have reverse on yours, you're going to click it because we don't need that. And you're just going to set remove item, just puts it back over in the available item section. So play around with that until you have a similar setup with buy ask, sell bid, buy market, sell market. You want quantity with buttons. You want auto, send, on and off, cancel. All those things on the first line. Again, if they're on the second line, just highlight them and move them up. On the second line, all you need is the order template selector and the order template editor. Anything else, kick back over to the available items. When you're done setting that up, I'll go through it once more. Buy ask, sell bid, buy market, sell market, quantity with buttons, auto send, on and off, cancel. And the second line will be order template selector and order template editor. Then you can hit OK. Now this is set up. The other gearbox here, the other customize, this is how many contracts you're going to buy. So this is one right now. So as you start to increase, you can add you can change that number quickly to 2, 3. You'll find based on how much money you're trading with what you will change these buttons to. I don't need the second line shown. So you can use this because you don't need this template. Just keep it on single. You don't need that to be shown. So now we have, yours is still going to look different than this, but these buttons will be the same, and that's an important thing. Market did just close. So we can see here at the time, we'll have to adjust it because this shows 1 o'clock, which is where I'm at right now, which is market close. So there were over 500,000 shares that were sold, because this is red, they'll be green if they're buys, that were sold at the price of $551.64. And you can see, sure enough here, 551.64, whatever, the volume candles ended up red. So this will be a key level for us to play tomorrow, because that's over 1 million shares that were sold at 530. Oh, look at, no, yeah, at over 1 million shares that were sold at 551.64. So that takes care of this. And then your order flow area does not need to be this big. So you can go to the center and move it over. You don't need it very big at all. It only needs to be big enough to, if you want more room for your chart, then you've got your buy ask, buy market, sell bid, sell market, you've got your quantities and your cancel. And then, yeah, you can still see everything. So this actually works just fine. And this allows you to keep moving things over until you have a bigger chart that you can then use and play with. So that takes care of this section. Once you're done with that, we're going to go back to the tabs. We're still in the trade tab. Now we're going to go to all products. All products, all the products you can buy or sell. This is where we're going to find the contracts that we're going to move over to the order flow area so that you can buy and sell them. So click on all products, and how yours should look when you get started is it will show you have the underlying stock, which that's probably what yours was already showing. So we're not buying and selling the underlying stock. We're not doing the trade grid. We're doing option chains. So you'll come down and you'll click on option chain and open that. And then what you'll see here is a bunch of yellow numbers or dates. These are the dates. If you review the video in the past about options, is they have an expiration. So what you'll see are the date. This is the day that they expired. So today's June 30th. So this says June 30th, 2025, 0 days until it expires. So these contracts expired today. So these, I play 0 day expiration in the morning, and about 11 o'clock and on, I'll do 1 day. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the 1 day to show you how these look. So these contracts expire tomorrow, July 1st. So they're the ones that I'll trade in the morning. So I'll click on this and it'll open them up, okay? The first thing I want you to do is to go over to the center and I'll say strikes. Strike is your target price. It's where you think the stock is going to go. So this is what we're going to be using as the strike price. You can click on this button. Yours might show up as all. I just 14 is enough to show how many strike prices are going to be available from you to choose from. So strikes 14. Now we're going to go and look. On the left you have this. These are all the options, okay? On the left are calls. So if you're betting that the stock is going to go up, then it will be a call that you're going to load into your order section. On the right are puts. So if you are betting that the stock is going to go down, you're going to move over the puts into the active trader so that you can buy and sell them. So again, on the left, you will always find the calls. On the right, you will always find the puts. Now you have, let's go through it. The calls, you have, first of all, they expired July 1st in one day. Delta, Gamma, Theta, Vega, these are the Greeks that we'll go over later. What I want you to pay attention to right now is the bid and the ask. Bid is what people are willing to buy the option contract at. Ask is what people are willing to sell. And there will always be a difference between this, a slight difference. It can be, and it varies. And that's normal. So the bid and the ask. So underneath the bid category, these are the bidding prices. These are the asking prices. Asking prices for what? For the option contracts that expire when? July 1st. And then what did I talk about? The strike price. This is your target price. So if you think, like if QQQ is currently trading at 551.64 and you think you have a reason that it's going to go higher, then you would find the strike price. Say you thought it was going to go to 555. You would come down and find the 555 strike price, and you go to the left, and currently to buy a contract saying that the price of QQQ, that you believe it's going to go up to 555, it would cost 36 cents. However, here's the caveat. When you buy contracts, they come in bulk sizes of 100. So when you buy this at 37 cents, you are automatically buying 100, which means this price, multiply it by 100. So this will be $35. So get used to it. This is $135. This is $403. This is $12. This is $7. So again, these cents, you have 100 of them. So they're multiplied by 100. Over here, your puts. You think that the stock, it's currently trading at 551. You have reason to believe that it is going to go down to 547. So you go to the 547 strike price, because strike price means your target price. And the current bid on this is $38. Remember, because you have to buy 100. The current selling price is $40. So there's a $2 difference between those two. And again, we'll go over the Greeks over here, but right now that's the thing to pay attention to. Then you'll notice the difference in the coloring. The ones on top are blue, and then you've got black. What that means, these are all in the money, meaning they still have value because the stock is trading at 551 or above. Therefore, if somebody bought the contract that said they could buy shares at a price of 447, they could go ahead right now if they exercise this contract. If they choose to exercise it, then they could buy. They have a contract where they could buy their shares at 547, even though the stock is trading at 551, and this is why these are valuable. These are out of the money, so these ones are no longer, especially if they were expired, they would not be worth anything because it says you could buy the stock at 554. Well, who wants to pay 554 when the stock is paying 551? So the goal is to get these ones in the money so that you make money. At the money is right here, like at 551. So you're like at the money there. Same thing with puts. These ones are in the money because it's the reverse of a call. You're like shorting the stock. So anything, you're betting that the stock is going to go down. I won't go into this right now, but it's the opposite. Therefore, you want to buy the stock when it's, of course, cheaper, when the contract is cheaper, and sell it when it's more expensive. So the stock is trading at 551, but you believe it is going to go to 547. It's in the black zone, out of the money. But as the price of the stock moves, then this contract will move and the strike prices will move with it until it is in the money. And that's how those work. So now I'm going to show you how to load them into your active trader so you can actually trade them. So let's say that during the day today, we had reason to believe that the stock was going to return to the price of 552 when it was trading lower than that. So we would come over here and find 552. And the stock was lower. We thought it was going to go up, so we wanted to do a call. So we go to 552. And then I right-click on this contract, on anywhere here, and you're going to go down to the bottom, and this is where your color linking is going to come in. You're going to hit send to your color, which is blue. Okay, so a contract that expires July 1st with a strike price of 552. So now go back up to trade. We're just staying in this tab, but we're going to go over to the active trader. And now over here in the order flow sheet, you will see, oh, maybe this is a reason not to make it so small because you can't see what it is. When it's big enough, it will show you what the contract is here. That it is the July 1st is when it expires, 552 call. So that is the contract that we found in all products that we right clicked on and sent it over to our linked box that was blue. And this is where it's at, okay? So this is how you can buy them with these buttons or simply by clicking on the buy side or the ask side, wherever, but these will be fluctuating because the price of it is always changing. So bid, this is where people are willing to buy it. Sell, this is where people are willing to sell it. Well, there has to be like an agreement. It doesn't matter what people want. An agreement has to be made. So so the price fluctuates. So I like to use, if I'm going to buy a call, I'll say buy ask. And then it will, as the cells come down and meet where the price was when you hit buy ask, then it'll pick you up. And then when I'm ready to sell it at a higher price, these will have moved up and you can hit sell bid. So the bid, as soon as ask size gets close to the bid, it'll sell that. Buy market and sell market, they're like, buy me a contract right now, I don't care what the price. So you'll get usually a higher fill price. And sell market, you'll get a lower fill price because it's just when things are really moving and you want to buy and sell right at that moment. Cancel will cancel your order. The auto send button, I have it clicked. If it's not, then every time you hit buy, you have to confirm what you're doing and it will slow you down. So that's the order flow there. Again, you can also just come over here and click the price that you want. I don't think it'll pick us up at all right now because we don't have after our hours. So let's do buy ask. And so typically when we hit buy ask, it picked up this location right here. And because there's people selling, it should pick it up. But this is after hours, so it's not picking it up. And again, this is a paper trading account that I'm in right now to show you how this works. Because you will not have a margin when you play. Okay, so I'll go ahead and X that out. I canceled it. And that, I believe, covers everything in the buy and the sells for right now to get you going. Right now, I don't recommend holding any of these options overnight until you learn more about what the Greeks mean in the contracts, because they significantly will change and cause the price to lose value. So we'll get into that, why you don't hold them until you plan on holding them, because you'll lose value if so. Hope this gets you going. Really, that's it. It's just the trade button up front, the active trader tab. You'll have two boxes here that you'll set up with your time and sales tape and a chart on the left, and on the right you only need the active trader. You need to link the active trader to the color where you want to send all the contracts. You do not need to ever type anything in here, but you do need to make sure you're on the right chart by typing the ticker in here. Then the other tab that you'll use is the all products, which again, you'll go to the option chains because you're not trading the underlying stock, it's options. And then these are the expiration dates, and you're going to start out using, if it's in the morning, 0 day. If it's after 11 o'clock, you'll do the 1 day expiration. And when you click on it, you have your calls on the left, you have your puts on the right. In the middle, you'll find your strike price, which is the target price you think the stock is going to go to. Okay, so you'll find your corresponding, I want to do a put to 548. So I'll come to over here and I'll right click, send it to blue, and then you can go back to the active trader tab, and sure enough, now we have a 548 put that is loaded. And then you use the buy ask sell bid, is a better option when it gets to the price that you want. And then again, you have your time and sales tape. And for that, I wonder if we could move, if there might be a way to get rid of some of these so that you can shrink this screen and still see that you have the correct, well, it does say up here also, a put to 548. So as long as you are like, know what you're doing, what you do, it expires July 1st, you can move this over because it does show here the 25th year, the 7th month, the first date. So you can figure out what contract you're in by QQQ. The year is 2025, the month is July, the date is the 1st. It's a put because it's a P and not a C for call, and it's a 548 call. So if you're aware of that, then you can actually shrink this way down. I like it, so there's just buy, ask, buy market, sell market, and you cancel. However, then you can't see the price because it is nice to be able to see the price in the center. And because we're after hours now, we cannot. That might be why it's not showing. Nope, there it is. So that's the magic point where it would be good to keep it at, which gives you a nice big chart over here and all your order flow here. And you see at 13:12, so just after market closed, there was 1 million shares that were bought at 551.80. So you can go over here and you've got a little pen. You'll start finding that up here you can do drawings on your chart. If you scroll down, you have drawing tools, and there's trend line or an arrow. If we just do, let's do a trend line, okay? So at 551.8, 551.8 is right there. Oops, did it wrong. Click it once, and then you can move it over. And now you're like, okay, well this 551 trend line is where big investors bought. And this is the thing though about Thinkorswim is these now just disappeared. So I guess you really got to stay on top of recording them because they stay in stocks to trade. These don't disappear, so you still have access to them unless there's a way to customize and hold on to it, but I just haven't figured that out. So we do have though at least like a trend line here. We can undo it, clear drawing set, yes, and draw straight along line 558.1. They're not as, I've used this so many times before and I still struggle with them sometimes. That's why it's not my favorite. And now I can't go back because my record button is covering the tab that I need. So anyways, you get the point. Play around with the chart and you'll get more used to using it. Time and sales tape and your order flow where you're getting your order sheet where you can set in your buys and your sells. All right, watch this a couple times, pull it up and just use it as you are setting up your paper trading chart, and then you'll be ready to go. See you next time.